Here from Mr. Energy on behalf of the Energetics, Edgardo Rubio, Alexander Blade, and our beautiful actress Karin Linero, and cannot forget our master producer Videotape 50. On behalf of all of us, I'm Mr. Energy, wishing you guys happy Father's Day. Again, Edgardo Rubio, my brother, mi hermano, a happy Father's Day. Alexander Blade, my other brother, happy Father's Day. And Videotape, I don't know if you're a father, but if you're not, you should be. Great person, a great master producer, a great human being, a great brother, our very own Videotape 50. And again, Karim, make sure you tell your dad happy Father's Day on my behalf. Must have done a great job because you turned out to be a great person. You're our actress from the Energetics. So on behalf of all of us, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, or the ones that are going to be dads soon, and also the mothers that have done the part of being a dad. Some moms have done the part of being a mom as well as a dad. So I want to wish you all a happy Father's Day. Talk a little bit about sports, since usually guys like sports. I was going back and dissecting the 6 games of the Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors series, which is the what they call the East Coast West Coast series. Boston obviously being in Massachusetts on the East Coast, and Golden State being in California, being in San Francisco, right there across the bay from Oakland. They used to be in Oakland. They moved to San Francisco for the last couple of years. So obviously we had the East Coast, West Coast NBA championships, and both teams were playing really well. I thought, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I thought Boston had more talent. They were more athletic, obviously younger, more athletic, and overall more talented. They seemed like they could roll out 9 to 10 players without skipping too much, without skipping a beat or losing too much. Golden State seemed more like there was about 3 or 4 players. Obviously, the GOAT, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Not maybe 100% in my opinion. He's not back to where he used to be before the ACL and the Achilles problem. But, he did show flashes of his own self. Wiggins played tremendous. He played really good defense. He was rebounding at a level he's never rebounded before. And he was being solid, giving them the points when he needed points. I think Draymond Green was a little bit subpar to what he's done before. He's not a big-time scorer, but didn't score much in the series. I think it was a little bit below par. But he did bring a lot of energy. I thought Looney for the limited time minutes that he plays, I thought he was really good, especially grabbing rebounds. And I thought, hola. Felicidades a todos los hombres de tu familia, Antoinette. Especialmente Rafael Linero, el papá de Karim. De mi parte, muchas felicidades. But getting back to English, I thought that other than I guess you can call them the big 3 now. It used to be Draymond Green and Curry and Thompson. Then it became the big 3 with they're making lots of fun of Kevin Durant. They're saying that Kevin Durant is crying now. They should have stayed with Golden State. But then it went to a bigger 3, a big 3 of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Now, they replaced basically Kevin Durant with Wiggins. Now, Wiggins is not even close to the player Durant is, but, Wiggins held his own. So I think that's like the new big 3. And you can throw Poole in there. How they say the Slash brothers are Klay and Steph, and then Poole is like the Slash and the Poole, right? Poole, up and coming young man. He's basically the 6th man in the on Golden State. He did have his moments. I think that Golden State send basically not only did they win the title, but they send a message to the rest of the league because they're going to get better. I don't see a decline in Steph. I think Curry's gonna maintain this level. I don't know how much better he can get, but he's at least going to maintain this level for a year or two. And I think Thompson's going to be better because he's going to have more time to get back all the way. I don't think he's quite 100% from the ACL. And then you got to remember he had the ACL in 2019, and then 2020 he had the problem with the Achilles. So there was 2 injuries back to back that kept him out for 2 years. I think that he can still get a little bit better. So I think Clay is going to get better. Steph is probably going to stay about the same. I don't think it's going to be a drop off. So he's like the best shooter in the league. And I think Wiggins is going to keep improving. He's got a lot of talent. He was maybe the best player in college. He was drafted #1 out of college. And he was a star in Minnesota. But he's willing to score less in order to be part of the team and win the championship. So I think he's going to be even fitting in better. And I think also Poole. I think Poole is going to get added minutes during the season next year. He's still only like 23 years old. So I think he's going to get better. Damon Green slipped a little bit. If he stays with the Warriors, I think he's still under contract. He's probably going to have to maybe get himself in a little bit better shape. I don't know. His offense seemed to dip. I think Looney also can even improve a little bit on his scoring. He's a rebound machine. And plus they also have some young players. I think they're lacking a true center. Looney is a center, but what I mean by a true center, I mean a center can dominate. They have Weissman, a young guy. He was bothered by injuries. I think if he comes around along with a couple of young players they have, they're gonna always sign like maybe a veteran on their league minimum or whatever, something, a veteran that maybe hasn't won a championship or hasn't won in a while, wants to come play with Golden State to win a title. I think if they do that, they can even improve the team somewhat. So I don't think they're done quite yet. I think Boston has a chance to come back. They got a very good team, very good nucleus. So I think Boston can actually come back, and I don't know if they're going to have the same series last year, but it was very entertaining. It was very physical. I think they were about to have a couple fights there. But just to recap, I think that the best team won basketball-wise, experience-wise, just playing as a team-wise, but not the most necessarily athletic team. But that happens. Last year in baseball, Atlanta Braves were the world champions. A lot of people think, including myself, that the Dodgers had a better team. But the games are not played on paper. They're played on the field. So the Atlanta Braves won last year. And talking about the Braves, they won something like 13 or 14 games in a row until they lost. I believe it was either yesterday or Friday. So, again, the games are won on the field. There's a lot of excitement down here in South Florida with the Canes. Our Canes football team, they're picking up a lot of players. They only signed 14 players out of high school, but they were ranked number 15th or number 16th class overall, even though they only got 14 players, so they got a lot of quality. Then they came back with 11 players from the transfer portal. So, when you mix it together between the 11 players of the transfer portal, which a lot of them are going to be starters, could probably be could probably say they're a top 10 team when a new players coming in with the talent, because it's 25 players, so it's a bigger class with a lot of talent. So I would rate them in the top. I don't know what they give them when they combine them, but I would probably make them a top 10, maybe top 12. When you put those 25 players, a lot of them are going to be starters, or they're going to be backups, but they are going to make a difference this year. And then now today, they got a player from junior college, which apparently he has 3 years of eligibility remaining, and apparently he's ready to play from the go, because he had the grades. I guess he had the entrance test, scores, whether the ACT or the SAT out of high school. But for whatever reason, he went to junior college. Maybe he wanted to get a better offer. Maybe he wanted to prove himself as a player. The kid is big. He's 6'4", somewhere between 215 and 220. Yet he runs about a 4'2", 4'3". So he's a big receiver that is known for jumping up and basically taking the ball away from smaller cornerbacks or safeties. With that size, he's a big receiver, almost borderline tight end there. So with that size, and then with the speed of a smaller, maybe 5'9", 5'10" receiver, you know, if he's as good as advertised, they said he dominated in junior college. The Canes saw a lot. They offered him. He was visiting this weekend, and he's signing with them. So actually, it's 26 new players. I don't know if they classify this as a recruit added to the 14 from high school, because it's not really a transfer from another. Or technically, I guess he could be a little bit of both, because he's coming from junior college. It's not a Division I school, but so he falls somewhere between a transfer from a D1 school and a player out of high school. So, but yeah, I mean, I like what I see. I think they're going to have a much improved team. I think the Canes could end up at the end of the year ranked in the top 10 and go to a major bowl. It's going to be hard for them to make the college playoff, because they have two teams on the schedule that are probably 70 to 80% favored to beat the Canes, which is the third game of the season. They got to go to Texas A&M. Texas A&M is loaded. Some people pick them to be in the college playoffs. So you're playing a stacked team with talent at their house, at their home, where they hardly lose. So that'll be a tall task. If Miami can get that game, they can get any other game. And then the other tough game is towards the end of the season. I believe the next to last game they play Clemson at Clemson. They call it Death Valley for a reason. Not even the great teams like Alabama can beat them. I mean, this is sorry about that. I was getting a little call coming in or a text coming in and basically knocked my phone down. But staying true to form here and not missing a beat. Yeah, they Clemson Tigers, when they play at home, they call it Death Valley, because the great teams come in there and they get beat. So, I mean, Miami wins those two games, they could be in the finals. But then again, a lot of people say, well, wait a second, sometimes they lose to inferior teams. Like, that's been their MO for the last 15 or 20 years, where when they stop being great, if they just won the games that were supposed to win, they will win 10 or 11 games out of 12. You never know. They could get upset by Virginia Tech, Virginia, North Carolina. I mean, they haven't beaten North Carolina in like 4 years. They lost to them 3 years in a row, including one of the three was a blowout in 2020. Last year, it was an exciting game, but they came up short. And then in 2019, they also came up short. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think that if they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, they're going to be 10-2. Now, if they were to knock off either Texas A&M or Clemson, they could be 11-1. That's a lot to expect. But let me tell you, with the amount of talent and the quality of talent that Mario has signed, either to the transfer portal, the recruiting class from high school, or now the young men they added out of junior college, I think they're going to have the horses. They're going to have the talent. And they definitely have an all-star coaching crew. So it just depends on how well they mesh. And they have a quarterback that some say is going to be top 4, top 5 in the nation until Tyler Van Dyke. They call him Tyler Van Dimes. So we'll see how that goes. But I think it'll be exciting, and I'm looking forward for the Kings to at least have a top 10 team. And then the Dolphins, we'll see. A lot of people are picking them to be the number 1 challenger to the Buffalo Bills on the AFC East. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, I got to give it hats off to the Golden State Warriors. They got my respect. They beat a much more talented, younger, more athletic team, and they show their championship pedigree. So hats off to them, and congratulations to the Golden State Warriors from Mr. Energy. And on behalf of the Energetics, myself included, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and the moms that do a dual mom and dad thing. Okay, so till the next time, Mr. Energy out.